According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, nearly 20 people per minute are abused by an intimate partner in the United States. North Carolina reported nearly 60,000 domestic violence calls between 2019 and 2020. Turning Point is a 42-bed domestic violence shelter in Monroe, making a difference and providing a safe haven for victims.
Well, I think if you want a tangible, visible display of resilience and the human spirit, you will find it here.
Jessie Lindbergh is the executive director of Turning Point, a 42-bed domestic violence shelter in Monroe.
We serve people who are fleeing intimate partner violence. We provide 24-hour response for survivors of sexual assault. And then we run a children's advocacy center where we serve children who have been sexually abused, physically abused, or have witnessed pretty significant violence in the home.
I started working with domestic violence shelters after my friend and colleague was killed, the victim of domestic violence.
I think a lot of people, 1 in 4 families we know, is impacted by domestic violence. So it's far more likely than not that you either you've experienced it or you know somebody who has.
Before she was killed, I don't know why, I just thought domestic violence happened to other people.
You know, on our brochures, you will not see a bruised person anywhere because that's a dangerous cliche. You know, there are so many forms of abuse.
Hannah K. Herdlinger and Pamela Blunt, both victims of domestic violence. Pamela witnessed her mother's murder at the hands of an abusive boyfriend. Hannah K. experienced abuse from her now ex-husband. Both women have worked with Turning Point to help other victims.
In my situation, domestic violence didn't win. The people that I get to touch because I get to share her story, it is just absolutely amazing.
But Pamela brings the child aspect. We get her view through the eyes of a child.
Turning Point is more than just a safe place to stay. They provide safety, security, and programs to help domestic violence survivors like myself get back on our feet.
Hannah K. is just a warrior for victims and survivors, and she gives a voice to the people that aren't quite there in their healing journey. We want people to be ambassadors for this work.
So how can you make a difference?
We have 3 stores that we run, secondhand stores. They're called Second Chance Boutiques. We always need supplies here at the shelter. You know, with COVID especially, we have been, people are here a lot more. And so we're going through products like paper towels, toilet paper, snacks for the kids, food. We also, here at the shelter, we certainly always need volunteers.
It's been such a tough year for so many. And Jessie just wants to make sure the families of Turning Point know how loved they are.
They too can get past what's happened to them and, live a violence-free life that's really meaningful.
After the break, hear from former Panther star Steve Smith and what he calls his defining moment.